Listen, you really want to change your world with one word? Well, check this video out. I'm Zach with The Average Christian, and this channel is about what it means to have a relationship with God by looking at truth, by exploring the practicality of this relationship and how to apply truth, and also by dispelling myths about Christianity. And this video is simply about gratitude. That's the one word that will change your life if you believe it. I'm going to give you 5 evidences of that from the Bible because that's our resource. That's our standard of truth. And I want to show you 5 ways, at least for this time, maybe more to come later, that how you can change your life with being thankful. Number 1 is thankfulness builds up the people around you. Say, well, that didn't do nothing for me. That's part of the problem is you need to get out of your head and out of your life and out of your world and get into other people's lives. And you can build up people around you. And you'd be surprised what it will do for your life if you will turn into a servant, if you'll stop thinking so much about you and about looking at other people. So 1 Corinthians chapter 14, 16 through 17. Otherwise, if you give thanks with your spirit, how can anyone in the position of an outsider say amen to your thanksgiving, or so be it, when he does not know what you're saying? For you may be giving thanks well enough, but the other person is not being built up. So I know there's a bigger point there, but the point is you can build other people up by being grateful. And part of that is it just changes the way you look at life. Number 1 is being grateful can build other people up. All right. Number 2, thankfulness can be a replacement for foolish talking. For those of us who are Christians, and that's really who this channel is geared toward, we want everybody to be affected by it. But for those of us who are Christians, you understand that there's a lot of foolish talking. And I'm not just talking about cussing, but maybe it's crude jokes, and maybe it's just things that don't make any difference if you start thinking about what all comes out of your mouth. Thankfulness can be a replacement. Ephesians 5:4, let there be no filthiness, nor foolish talk, nor crude joking, fellas especially, which are out of place, but instead replace it with, instead let there be thanksgiving. So replace the foolish talk, the useless talk, with gratitude. Guess what? If you're doing that, you're going to be praying more too. Number 2 is thankfulness can be a replacement for foolish talking. Number 3, thankfulness can calm anxiety. It's real. It's not. Sometimes Christians make stuff sound so flimsy and what's the word I'm looking for? Just flaky. If you just be more thankful, you'll be more calm. Don't worry, be happy. You know what I'm saying? And they put all these posts up. Drives me crazy. But it's a real recipe, all right? Philippians 4 and verse 6. Thankfulness, gratitude can calm anxiety. Do not be anxious. Well, thank you, God. If you're reading that and you don't really understand the Lord, you'd be like, well, that's great. He just said don't do it. Jesus says something like that in Matthew 6. Do not be anxious about anything. Don't worry about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. I'm going to say it's impossible to complain while you're being thankful. You can't complain and have that gratitude at the same time. So if I'll start a day with a prayer of what all I have going right for me, if I'll start a day listing in my head of what all is good, and we're saved. For those of us who are Christians, what's the problem? We're saved. We ain't going to hell. We're going to heaven. We don't know what all is going to happen between here and there, but at the end we win. Read Revelation. That's the whole story. So what's the problem? The rest of it's gravy, as we say. The point again is that it can calm that anxiety and remove and actually replace that anxiety as well. So that's number 3. Number 4, thankfulness is a part of peace. It's also, it kind of ties in with number 3 as well, but it's a part of peace. In Colossians 3 and verse 15, let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, to which indeed you were called in one body, and be thankful. You want to be at peace, have that gratitude. You know where the worry comes from when you're thinking about what you don't have, what you wish would happen, what you're not sure of, all of these, variables. But the things that you have that are taking place, that you can already be thankful for will bring about that peace as well. So if number 3 is calming anxiety, number 4 is having that peace as a result of my gratitude. All right, number 5. This is especially for children of God, Christians. Thankfulness is motivation, has to be motivation for worship. When I say worship, please don't just think about going to church on Sundays. Worship is much bigger. In fact, if your worship isn't any bigger than that, you got a real problem. That should just be a small part of a lifestyle, but that's another video. Point being, Thanksgiving has to be motivation for worship. It's part of the problem I've mentioned in a few videos already, is when people show up and they want to be entertained, and I didn't get squat out of the sermon because the guy is dry as toast and the singing stank and blah, 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 because you didn't show up thankful. You didn't show up motivated to give. You weren't thinking about God. You were thinking about a bunch of other stuff that doesn't even matter. You weren't thinking about being grateful for your brethren. You were thinking about this person's on my nerves, that person gets on my nerves, and all these other things, instead of saying, I'm going to show up and express my gratitude. I really think a lot of people wonder what motivated Paul, and I really think it was his gratitude. He remembered who he was, where he'd come from, all those things. So it can change your worship and the way you give yourself to God in an everyday fashion. That's number 5. Thankfulness has to be and will be motivation for worship to God. I want to thank you for being here and watching this video. Again, subscribe, hit the like or dislike, and let's do it again soon.